Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mansa, and today I have a very simple and delicious 5 flavor pound cake. You heard me, guys. This cake is so versatile. You can make it anything you want. Choose your favorite flavors, and if you want to see my choice today, let's definitely keep on watching. So today I'm going to be using my 14 cup baking pan. I really love it, and with that I'm going in with some baking spray, and this contains some flour, so that's what I'm using in here. You can also use butter and also lightly coat it with some all-purpose flour. Make sure that you dust off all the excess flour so that your cake doesn't come out looking ashy, okay? Anyway, so here I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour already sifted. I always like to sift my flour even though it says it's pre-sifted. And to that I am adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder. That is all we have for our dry ingredients today. If you are using unsalted butter for this recipe, this is the time to add in your salt, okay? I am using salted butter, so I'm not adding any salt today. Now I'm using my stand mixer, and here I have 3 sticks of my Kerrygold salted butter. Always go for high quality butter. This is my favorite brand. I always like to share it with you guys. It just gives me that flavor. It is from grass-fed cows, and it's just natural and tastes so delicious in baking and even cooking. So you're gonna cream that butter up nicely, and then I would add 2.5 cups of regular granulated white sugar. You could add up to 3 cups per a normal pound cake, but I always say that I find it too sweet, so I always cut mine down to 2.5 cups. Now I increased my mixer on medium high, and I beat the butter and sugar for about 5 minutes, and it becomes nice and fluffy. So now I'm going to be adding 5 eggs at room temperature, and of course we're going to be adding 1 egg at a time and giving it about 20 to 30 seconds to incorporate before we add in the next one. I get a lot of questions asking why do we have to do this. This just helps you to control the mixing process. You're not over mixing, and that way you're not overworking your batter and not compromising the integrity and the texture of this cake at the end, because baking is a whole science. Whether you believe it or not, it's a whole science in it, and a little step can just mess everything up. So now, start of the show. For my 5 flavor, I am going in with 1 teaspoon of rum extract. Love it. And I would also go in with 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. These to me are my base extracts. And the third base will be my butter extract, 1 teaspoon of each. Then my optional extract, I am going in with 1 teaspoon of coconut extract. Man, I love this, and rum pairs beautifully with coconut. And to make it even better, more like a pina colada style, I am going in with 1 teaspoon of pineapple extract. Again, make your choices to suit your palate. Choose ingredients that will work better for you. Now here I have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream at room temperature, very important. And now I'm going to start alternating between the flour mixture and my heavy whipping cream. So just starting off with the flour, and then mix that. And of course, it makes a lot of mess, even though I'm mixing on like really low speed. So I like to clean up as I go. And by the way, if you do not have any heavy whipping cream handy, you can use 1 cup of buttermilk. You would just get a denser texture. And that's why I always say know your ingredients and also what your expected outcome is. What type of pound cake are you trying to get at the end? Are you trying to get a really light and airy cake, or more of a denser cake? And then you can make your choices. Now make sure that you stop halfway and scrape down your beater and the size of your bowl, just so you make sure that you have you don't have any dry pockets of flour. And this is our batter. Now this next step right here is purely optional. I like to add zest of 1 lemon. Now this is optional, like I said, but I always like to zest up my cakes, even for my most basic pound cakes. The 5 flavors are not going to be compromised, I promise you. If not anything, it's just going to add to it. So I add the zest of 1 lemon, and then I fold it in gently. And now my my oven has been preheating at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is ready. So I'm just going to pour in my batter. As you can see, it is much of a lighter batter compared to your regular pound cake with like buttermilk and all of that. So just try to level it up as much as possible so that our cake is gonna bake more evenly. And of course, you know how we do it over here. Pop it, drop it, release extra air bubbles. It's a pound cake, so I'm not really worried about it. But yeah, pop it, drop it, release extra air bubbles. And we're going to be baking today at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 70 to 80 minutes or until a toothpick inserted comes out dry. In the meantime, I am going to be making my glaze. And here I have 1 cup of powdered sugar that I'm just using this cute little sifter. By the way, I found it at Home Goods in my city right here. And it's so cute. So here I am adding some extract. I have 1/4 teaspoon of each of the 5 extracts that I'm just adding in here. So just a little bit of each one. And then I am going to use some heavy whipping cream. If you don't have heavy whipping cream, you can use regular whole milk. So you can do about 2 to 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, depending on the how runny you want your glaze to be. I am going for a pourable glaze. I want it thick enough but pourable, just to drench it on the top of the cake and let it flow naturally down. So this is perfect for me. And of course, per usual, I have all the ingredients that I'm using today. I have them listed in the description box below. Now my cake is done and is fresh out of the oven, and let me tell you, this smells so heavenly. Oh, it smells so divine, and she looks so gorgeous. Look at her. She looks absolutely perfect, y'all. If you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and give your girl a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Now let your cake cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes before inverting it and allowing it to cool down completely to room temperature. And after a couple of hours, my cake is cold to the touch, and this is what she looks like. Isn't she pretty? Here is my glaze, and it's just time to drench this baby all over a cake. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, I want to say a warm welcome to you. Feel free to look around. I have a lot of videos. You might find a thing or two that you might like, and then you can go ahead and subscribe. It's a happy family over here. We do a lot of baking, a lot of cooking. We throw down in the kitchen. We bake from scratch. We bake from the box. Name it, we got it. Life is simple. We don't make it complicated over here. So go ahead and hit on that subscribe button, and also click on the notification bell to keep you updated. Now, my glaze is all poured out, and I like to let it sit for about 5 minutes to let it harden a little bit. It just makes the cake prettier when you cut it. And now, moment of truth. Can you see how we're gliding and sliding, cutting down this cake? It is perfection. But wait until you see this crumbly texture that I got over here. Such a bomb texture. Now let me tell you, when I see a pound cake, the first thing I'm doing is trying to smell it, and then I'm looking at the texture. It's just something about the texture of a pound cake that just tells me a lot. And you can see, you don't even need to touch this. You can see for yourself that this right here, it is smooth. It is soft and ooh, so delicious. Guess what? I'm going to take it up a notch by adding some ice cream. You could use any ice cream of your choice. I opted for some butter pecan ice cream, and let me tell you, this butter pecan ice cream with this pound cake, man, it was so delicious. And I really want you guys to try it. I'm gonna cut it down so you guys can see the texture up close and personal. The crust is bomb. The texture, the flavors are on point. Nothing is overpowering the other. It's just perfection. And if you get to try any of my recipes, you can tag me on Instagram or Facebook. My handle is Mansa Queen. And until I catch y'all in my next one, stay safe. I love you all.